Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you how to play three easy fingerstyle songs. These are singer-songwriter songs, like, you know, from these indie artists and stuff. I'm personally not really familiar with these artists. Like, you know, I haven't listened to a ton of their music other than the songs that I've transcribed for students. Anyway, these are simple songs to play and kind of a good, you know, break into finger picking and stuff. So let's get close up and take a look at what we got going on. All right, so the first song we're going to look at is Hymn 35 by Joe Pug. This just has 3 chords, and it's just the same thing through the verse and the chorus, just the same thing over and over and over and over again. So the first chord we have is C. So I'm on the 3rd fret of the 5th string with my 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string with my 2nd finger, 3rd string is open, 1st fret of the 2nd string with my 1st finger, and the 1st string is open. Now, and then we have A minor. So to make A minor, when you're in, the transition is from C to A minor. So it's really simple. You just take your 3rd finger and move it from the 5th string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Everything else stays the same. And then from there it goes to F major 7. So you just put your 2nd finger where your 3rd finger is. So you're going to move it from the 2nd fret of the 4th string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then move your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret of the 4th string. That's F major 7. All right, so how we're playing this is we're going to finger pick it. Your thumb will be playing the 5th string on C and A minor, and then it'll move to the 4th string for F major 7. I'm using my 1st finger on the 3rd string and my 2nd finger on the 2nd string. So we've got, so we're going to play the 5th string and the 2nd string together. So I'm just going to pluck down with my thumb and up with my 2nd finger, and then to the 3rd string. So it's all 8th notes. So it's like 1 and 2 and then on 3 you strum 5 and 2 again. So we're at 5 and 2, 3, 2, 3, then we do that again. So that's the first measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the second measure is the same thing. Then we move our 3rd finger to make A minor, do the same thing. Then to F major 7. So now we move our thumb from the 5th to the 4th string, but everything else stays the same. And then it just simply starts over. And then just again. So that's the entire song. All right, next we have I'd Be Lying by Greg Laswell. One of the unusual things about this is that the song actually, it starts off in 5/4 and then switches to 4/4 and then switches back to 5/4. You know, so it has these changes. So the chords that we've got for this, the first chord we have is A over C sharp. So that's A/C sharp. And if you're not familiar with what a slash chord is, it's the first letter is telling you what chord you're playing, and then the letter after the slash is what the bass note is. So in this case, we're going to do A. So I'm barring across the 2nd fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and then I'm with my 3rd finger, I'm getting the 4th fret of the 5th string, which is C sharp. So we have an A with a bass note of C sharp. Then we have D suspended 2, and this is a different voicing of D suspended 2 than what you may have done before. So we're going to leave our 1st finger where it is, and we're going to put our 2nd finger onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then fourth finger is going to play the 5th fret of the 5th string. And then we have E major, just regular old E major. So 6th string is open, 2nd fret of the 5th string with your 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string with your 3rd finger, 1st fret of the 3rd string with your 1st finger, and strings 2 and 1 are open. All right, so the song starts off with an intro. And if you're looking at your transcription, we're at measure 5. So the intro and the first part of the verse is the same thing. So we're going to start off with that A over C sharp, and our thumb is going to be playing the 5th string, our 1st finger playing the 4th string, 2nd finger playing the 3rd string, and 3rd finger playing the 2nd string. So we're going to pluck the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string together. So you don't want this big motion like that. See, I've just got my hand in the place here, and then it's like I'm, pulling think of it like, you're pulling a trigger. And it's 8th notes, so we're going to pluck those, and then do a downstroke on the 5th string. So it's all 8th notes, and since it's in 5/4, we're going to count to 5. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and then we switch to D suspended 2. So we just put our 2nd finger down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, pick up that 5th fret of the 5th string with your 4th finger, and one measure of that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and then back to A over C sharp for another measure. Then to E. So that, and then that repeats. So that's the first 4 measures. So that's the intro and the first part of the verse. All right, and then from there, we go on to measure 9, which is, it says verse part 2. So again, we start off with the A over C sharp, to the D suspended 2, and then to E suspended 4. I'm on the 2nd fret of the 5th string with my 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string with my 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string with my 4th finger, and the 2nd string is open. Now you could do it with, you don't have to use these fingers, but I've just found that that's an easy way to do it, considering you're coming from, since you're already, doing E, you just have some muscle memory, where all you basically do is put your 4th finger down. So when it switches to this, now we're in 4/4, so it's just going to do that same strum, but you're only going to do 4 beats, and it repeats. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that whole second part of the verse. All right, and then the next part we have is the chorus. So the chorus starts off the same way with that A over C sharp, and we're back into 5/4 again, by the way. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and or well, excuse me. So we do 4 beats of that, and then on the 5th beat we switch to E. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now we have A suspended 2. So to make this transition is we just move your 3rd and 2nd fingers from the 5th and 4th strings to the 4th and 3rd. So now I'm on the 2nd fret of the 4th string with my 2nd finger and the 2nd fret of the 3rd string with my 3rd finger. And this is on beat 3. So, or excuse me, beat 4. 4 and 1, 4 and 5, and then we stay there for the first beat of the next measure. So 4 and 5 and 1 and then we go to A suspended 4. So we're going to keep that same shape. We're just going to take our 4th finger and put it onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and then that repeats. It actually repeats 4 times. So we go back to A over C sharp. Repeat. And like I said, that repeats 4 times. And then from there, from the A suspended 4, we're going to go to E suspended 4. So you can either move these fingers up like we did before, or in this case, it might be easier just to take your 1st finger and place it onto the 5th fret, or excuse me, the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and remove your 4th finger from the 2nd string. And at this point we have switched back to 4/4 at measure 15. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then just to regular E for the next measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that entire chorus, I'm not going to do all 4 repeats, I'll just repeat it once. So we have all right, and then finally we have I'm Born to Run by American authors. Now, this has 2 guitar parts that are happening simultaneously. So one guitar is playing these chords, and we've got C minor. So I'm barring my 1st finger all the way across the 3rd fret of the first 5 strings. Then my 2nd finger is going onto the 4th fret of the 2nd string. My 3rd finger is going onto the 5th fret of the 4th string, and my 4th finger onto the 5th fret of the 3rd string. That's C minor. And then we have D sharp major. So we're going to move our 1st finger from the 3rd fret all the way to the 6th fret, and then I just use my 3rd finger to bar across the 8th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. But you may play it like this. And then from there to G minor. So we're going to come back and we're going to bar all the way across all 6 strings of the 3rd fret. And then 3rd finger to the 5th fret of the 5th string, 4th finger to the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then G sharp major. So we just move this shape up 1 fret and then put our 2nd finger down onto the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So this part of the song, it's just eighth notes strummed. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it just repeats. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. All right, and then the other guitar part in this, which is if you were playing this song by yourself, you'd want to definitely start with this and then maybe switch between the other parts. But this is the more recognizable riff of the song. So I'm on the 10th fret of the 4th string with my 3rd finger and the 8th fret of the 3rd string with my 1st finger. And I'm just playing this with my fingers. So I'm going to go 5, 3, 5, or excuse me, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. It's all eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the first measure. And then for the next measure, I'm just going to take that first finger and I'm going to lay it down so I'm barring the 8th fret of the 3rd and the 2nd string. And move my fingers on my picking hand, so now my thumb is playing the 3rd string and my first finger is playing the 2nd. And then the next measure, I'm going to take my first finger and move it from the 8th fret to the 7th fret, and then take my second finger and put it on the 8th fret of the 4th string. And now I'm going to move my thumb and first finger from this 3rd and 2nd string to the 4th and 3rd. And then from there, I just move my first finger up 1 fret to the 8th fret, bring my 3rd finger down to the 10th fret of the 4th string, just like the first measure. And then it just repeats. So we've got repeat. Now the tempo of the song is faster, so it's more like and then, like I said, that's just the same thing throughout the whole song. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you like the lesson, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's something you would like to see either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com do in a future lesson. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time,